Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today with me, I have friend of the show, Paul Harvey. Hey Paul, how you doing?
Danny, good on yourself. How are you?
Not bad. Cool. So we've got some data. This is going to be quite a short, sharp one on basic going back to ranking, two products. But the interesting thing, one is a new product, one is one with shitty sales history and all the baggage that comes with it past its honeymoon period and everything else. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And so basically the hypothesis was this, is to rank both products regardless of sales history and see how both of them performed using the same metrics and the benchmarks that you did for each product to rank the product. So there's no difference between the two products
Nothing at all.
in the launch process. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So take it away.
So
Go
basically,
through.
thanks. So what I did was, but basically, this was my own private Amazon brand. So I kind of use my stuff for testing, which doesn't always go well. But in this case, I want to see what happened. It's a Christmas toy, so it sells really well. And I launched the girls version this time last year. So I know how the keyword performs. I know this keyword, it's a low search volume, like 2,300. But over Christmas, your sales go 5x. So I'm targeting a low traffic keyword because I know it goes incredibly big over Christmas. So the girls one is the old one. And now I made a variation of boys one. And I couldn't make it a variation. I had a choice. I'll make it a variation of the same listing or create its own listing. So I decided, let's create our own listing. So I have two products, boys and girls. The girls one is a year and a half old. And the boys one is maybe a week old or 2 weeks old, still in the naming period.
Quick
And
question,
sure.
seasonal products or you still sell all
It's
year round?
toys.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So pretty much a seasonal. Well, it's toys, but in Christmas is the biggest time of year for it.
Yeah, so still
Yeah,
the product sells all year round, but it'll 5-10x at Christmas, depending on the
correct,
nature of the toy. Okay, cool. Yeah,
correct.
sorry.
Yeah, and what I did was that I didn't have time to waste. So my strategy was just fail fast, fail hard, get ready to push for time. So what I did was I took both products, I created one Facebook ad for each, and the Facebook ad goes to a bot flow. And the bot flow is a rebate bot flow, one of the ones in the chatbot. The rebate bot flow, and that's how it works. The ads performed really, really well. I got, I think, about 260 subscribers per product. So
Okay, so
almost
break down.
exact same.
Do you mind breaking that
Sure.
down? So just how did you set it up? You said you got 260 subscribers. Talk to me about the copy, your approach, emojis, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, is that what I did is I created a video. It wasn't an ad. I just could see videos working so much better, and I created a video. And when I say video, I mean it's just like a basic slideshow video. Sorry, 1 second.
You like me? We're both suffering from flu
Yeah,
and
pretty
sore
much.
throats. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
I'll blame my daughters. So what happened was that I created a video ad. Videos convert so much better than images. And also the video ad, don't think it was like an intense video. I literally took my Amazon listings and added animations to that. So that was very simple, very easy. We did that, and then we advertised it, and we spent £70 per product. And each product brought in 260 subscribers. So when someone sees the Facebook ad, they click on it, and it basically says something like, "We're having a lightning sale right now where you can win either a discount or a rebate or whichever." So I don't say they're guaranteed that. I say they have a chance to win, even though the chance is guaranteed. So they click on that. It goes to the bot flow. The bot flow kind of like nurtures them, walks them through the process, everything, and then gives them search, find, buy instructions.
Yeah.
And the search, find, buy instructions are for the exact same keyword for both products. And that was basically it. Each product had about 50 rebates. And even though there were only 50 rebates each, we pretty much had about 260 people say they were interested in the rebates. But basically, in the bot flow, we had a counter card. So only 10 people would get the rebate per day.
Yeah.
So that way, it kind of drip fed the rebates as opposed to just like 50 over one. It was 10 over a couple of days, 10 per day over a couple of days. And that was it. And basically, at the end of it, we have the old product with bad sales history. And let me just go into that. That girl's product has a horrendous sales history. I launched it this time last year, roughly.
Mm.
And we were the first of its kind on Amazon US, which is awesome. And now there are 17 copycat sellers.
Yeah.
And which kills me, but also is that this same product was out of stock for at least 6 months. Was plagued by copycat sellers, hijackers, bad reviews, everything. And right now, it's 4 stars. That's 44
Mm.
reviews. The new launch right now is two. I saw this morning 2 reviews, both 5 star.
Yeah.
So that was it. And then basically 50 reboots went through each, and the end results were now for that keyword, because they both target the same keyword, we are ranked number 2 and 3.
Mm.
So, and number 2 is the new launch. Number 3 is the old product.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it could be number 3 and number 2 the following day. They might jump around, but from what I'm seeing is rebates negate any poor sales history. And I didn't expect this. I
Yeah.
thought the old seller would be pretty much stuck on page 2.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, because the thing is, at the end of the day, we talk about like the honeymoon period and how to recover, etc. And bear in mind is that we have to be aware for the audience. This is something that they have to test for themselves. It's a small test that you've done on 2 of your products. It's not like you're a launch agency and you've done it across 100 products and this is the outcome. Do you think there is any relationship there? There's 2 sides to this, because even though with a relationship, one with a shitty sales history should drag down the other one effectively if they're going to work hand in hand. But what you're saying is that they're on parity with each other in positions 2 and number 3. So effectively, any good works that you've done with a new variation should have been dragged down by the old one. Correct. If we rely on the information of the honeymoon period playing a role in this particular test.
Exactly. And what I'm seeing now is that, okay, so this is my personal product. And basically, because this is my personal product, I test a hell of a lot. In some of our clients in their chatbots, we're not doing rebates for them. We're just doing like a mixture of coupon codes. Yeah. And the results have been far less than rebates.
Yes.
And but the funny thing is, yeah, go ahead.
Add to cart. Are you doing Wheel of Fortune? So basically,
pretty much. Yeah, basically my flows, we do everything. So from add to cart, Wheel of Fortune, scavenger hunts, everything possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So effectively, the add to cart is playing a role here, not just buying for the keyword, the rebates, the add to cart. So it's the combination of everything that are working in unison.
Exactly, and I just think if anyone had to do this, just go. The biggest factor I think was basically search, find, buy with rebates. Just works incredibly well. I've seen it before, but now I'm testing on my own account. I can test a lot more, and I can see, wow, it's much bigger than I ever thought.
Yeah. So where do you think it's going next year? So we're closing 2019 now. Where do you see this going with chatbots and stuff? Obviously, there's going to be a bias. You have your own software, right? So you're always going to take that in the uppermost of your consideration. But where do you think it will go next year in terms of external traffic, where chatbots, will it get more sophisticated? What's your thoughts?
Oh, 100%. Next year is going to be a big year for chatbots. And also, I am biased, but if someone's using mini chats, so their chatbot, Chatfield, Chatmatic, I mean, as long as you're using chatbots right now, you're ahead of the curve. Yeah. Because next year will be the big amalgamation between Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. So those are 3 channels that basically amalgamate to just one chat channel. It's going to be huge. And then also, over and above that, next year, I'm hoping next year, Facebook will properly spend time into developing kind of like a buying API into Messenger. That way, you would then even get tools which would be like ShipStation, which actually connect into the API of Messenger. And I'm hoping that opens up relatively soon. But no, basically, upfront, first of all, is I see WhatsApp is almost there. We already have access to that. WhatsApp's already there. Instagram's coming soon, and yeah, it's gonna be a big year.
So what kind of statistics are you getting back from WhatsApp?
So right now, not much. They're very Facebook are very good at holding things back. Right now, we're just getting access and playing around, and it's not going to be such a smooth process as Messenger. Facebook are known for when they roll things out, they're glitchy as hell. So even when people are saying it's ready now, don't believe it. Wait a few months and then wait for people to test out first and break it and learn from it, and then I'd say good to go.
So with the integration, different interface, etc., it's still a chat platform per se, but where do you think the different points of action come from? Is it because it's in its own isolation, where there's association with Messenger and Facebook. There's a connection there, but with WhatsApp, it's kind of out on its own, isn't it? It's like an independent, very limited to what you can actually do as a platform. I mean, it effectively works brilliantly, but there isn't a larger ecosystem bolt on like you get from Messenger to Facebook. Does that make sense? The
Pretty much.
interconnectivity of the two.
So actually, that's a very good question, and I'll be interested to see how Facebook answered that.
Yeah.
Because again, is that everyone says, okay, they want WhatsApp, but again, is that like you said, there's different aspects of each platform, and what you can do in Messenger, you can't do in WhatsApp, and so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see how Facebook addresses that and tries to avoid annoying everyone by doing it.
Yeah, because I think if you look at it, it's the WhatsApp is closer. How do I put it? In terms of ecosystems, WhatsApp is closer to a text message
Yes.
than it is Messenger, which is more of a communication social platform. I know that you can create groups. There's no denying that, of course, when we're talking about switching between the two platforms. But if you think about logistically how that breaks out, and that path of connection through connectivity from different friends on your list and all that kind of stuff, socially it's designed differently, and how you message on there is designed differently. Because if you think you it's almost like when you've got Messenger, you're always going back to the mothership, because it's the integration there, isn't it? You dance between the two. You click from one, when you come out of Messenger, you click on a link, it takes you straight to Facebook. You click the back button, you can go back on your mobile device. It's a smooth transition.
Very.
Yeah, but it's a different. You're jumping from different ecosystems once you leave WhatsApp.
But one thing that really, really shocked me is that because I lived in the UK, actually in London there with you for 10 years, and last year I came back to South Africa. And what blew me away is WhatsApp here is a more preferred communication source than Messenger or even SMS or anything. I mean, pretty much every business now has their own WhatsApp connection, their LAN, everything. And it's weird because people approach WhatsApp here differently than they do in first world countries. It's very weird. What I'm seeing is that countries that aren't so, how can I say, first world
Or
are more
developed,
inclined to use WhatsApp, which I find very interesting, because that's another factor to play at, because they're the market essentially that Facebook wants, because they don't have Facebook accounts, but they all have WhatsApp accounts.
Yeah. How do you see Insta integrating?
It's just going to be interesting, purely because I know a hell of a lot of people that have an Instagram account but don't have a Facebook account. So they never use Messenger.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how Facebook address them and says, how do they bring that generation into Messenger without affecting their Instagram status and things like that. Again, is that like great questions, but like Facebook has given us nothing to go on.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see how they address it. I assume Facebook is going to fail hard when they do this, but they learn fast, and by the end of next year, there will be a solid platform.
Yeah. Now, it'd be interesting, because obviously it's like all platforms you've seen with sponsored product ads, the cost per clicks go up. You've seen it with Pinterest and everything else. With how long would you say, I mean, there's ubiquity, which chatbots have reached, which is this year has been ubiquitous, isn't it? That's like been the main spread, if you like, especially amongst Amazon sellers. It's been around, what, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
In its infancy before beta.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. So you're going to start to see the more people use a platform, more get saturated, the less effective it starts to become. But are you seeing that there's still room for growth and it's still going to stay cost effective? Or if you start to look at like sponsored product ads and stuff, is that there's more advertising real estate, but the cost per clicks year on year are going up. So where can you see the benefit still?
So it's the big thing I've seen is basically the cost per message has gone up a lot. When I first started this, like again about 2-3 years ago, when I first started it, I was paying maybe about 10 pence for an expensive message.
Yeah.
Now I can pay anywhere from £2 or £3 a message if it's an unoptimized ad.
Yeah.
If it's optimized ad, I can get down to maybe 30-40p, but still that's expensive considering the work I put in to save that.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I see now is when Facebook amalgamates everything, the people that will be the biggest winners are the guys that have the biggest lists.
Yeah.
I mean, I brought up that list for this launch. I
Mm.
brought up over 550 subscribers, which is
Mm.
awesome. It
Yeah.
is, and all of them wanted a rebate. So again, they're freebie seekers looking for a deal.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is that it will be expensive, but this is the fastest way to grow your messenger list right now. Is that it will be cheaper now than it will be next month, and so on and so forth. And if people do it now, grow that list, because once once Facebook opens up
Yeah.
the three channels, and they opens up messenger payments, they'll be huge, because
Mm.
you've built your list up from your Amazon launches, and
Yeah.
now they can buy from Facebook, and you can just fulfill that order from Amazon. So I think
Yes.
that's going to be the biggest factor.
So you're going. So they're experimenting more with
Mm,
mobile social commerce, basically.
exactly.
Yeah. I remember when mobile social commerce was the buzzword in about 2012, 13. But yeah, it's still on its way. I think it was yesterday. Someone was saying to me, I think it was Evelyn who said to me, 80% is the estimated amount of users that will be purchasing or using mobiles to make purchases on Amazon is around 80%, moving away from desktop. Obviously, there's a
Mm,
correlation there between the age groups as well. If you're 55 and above, pretty much desktop is where you live,
pretty much.
you don't do it on the mobile, but 30 and below, most people making purchases. So there's an incredible shift there. So it does
Mm.
make sense in terms of Facebook
And even when I
targeting.
run my Facebook ads, if I run an ad targeting all placements from, let's say, the right feed, the news feed, messenger placement, all those placements, 90% of the traffic afterwards on the report,
Mm,
90% is all on mobile. And
yeah,
actually, it's very close between Android and OS. I mean, Apple. I mean.
cool. Sounds good. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
Pretty much. Next year's gonna be a big year, and if you can start building your lists now, every season next year, every holiday, whether it be Valentine's Day, whichever, you can run your own little mini Black Friday sales, and if you own the list, you can dictate the
Yeah,
price you want to put it at.
sounds good. What is the best way to reach you? Consultancy, software,
Yeah.
that kind of things.
Best thing to reach out to me is paul@sellerchatbots.com, or just reach out to the software, go through Seller Chatbot and chat to support there. I'm always on there as well.
Sounds good. Guys, thank you for joining us. Paul, thank you for joining us if this is your first time. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you again in the next few days. Take care.